We are recording live, coming to you from the Etherverse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Intro
I had
music.
to.
Do the intro music, depending on how you use it. Just don't abuse it.
I'm already live.
Lit the flame, lighter fluid.
How's this quality coming?
Fine. I mean,
We live, baby. Yeah.
But that's cool.
You said a music video? What?
1993 music video.
It looks like a 1993 music video? The video quality's bad? Is that what you're saying?
It's not bad. It's like, a film filter. That's what it looks like.
Alright, well then we're filming, baby. We out here in the 90s. Bring it back, take it back to Belly.
I like your shirt. Remind you of home.
Shout out DMX, shout out Nasir, Godson. You seen Belly? You ever seen Belly?
Of course I've seen Belly.
I can't say I've ever seen Belly all the way through. I don't think I have.
I think it's a little overrated. I know that's not popular, but yeah, I mean,
A little overrated. Overhyped?
yeah.
Was
One of those
it
things.
hype? Was it a Hype Williams?
Yeah.
Is that his real name, you think? Hype?
What do you think?
I almost want to say no. I feel like no one would name their child Hype.
No way.
I don't think anybody would do that. Personally.
It'd be more realistic if his name was William Hype.
William Hype. Well, whatever his name is, don't believe it, right? As Flavor Flav would say.
Oh man.
Don't believe the hype.
I like the light.
Don't believe the hype.
That
You like the what?
lighting. The lighting.
Oh yeah, you like that? You like that? I've been working on that. That's something you like?
Ooh. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like
Shout out to my brother. I was gonna say, how's your mental health, Brandon?
My mental health is good. I would say I certainly feel a little cooped up, a little frustrated, like a lot of other people. But still very thankful for what I have and the progress that I have been able to make in this time. And yeah, I feel like still good. Still good. How about you?
You still got it. How is my current mental health? I feel a bunch of anticipation. I feel this overwhelming sense of anticipation, or I kind of feel like this thing hanging on the back of my neck, like, oh, I got to be doing something right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel slightly inhibited of doing it. But what that thing is, I don't know. What is it, like releasing my album? Is that what was hanging over my neck? Maybe, I don't know.
That's the thing.
Otherwise, it's like staying productive, or the next asset to the hype, back on the hype again, back on the hype train, trying to keep going. I feel like I have all these ideas and things that I want to accomplish, and I have to do it one day at a time. But something about the time and something about the way that feels is a weird sensation. It's like you ever have like a dream that you can fly, and then like midway through the dream you can't fly anymore, and like you're in your dream and you're like, damn, I was just flying 5 minutes ago, like why can't I fly anymore? And you try and you close your eyes hard and you squint and you try and fly again, but you can't. That's never happened to you? You never dreamed that before? Oh man, that's a reoccurring dream.
I've had falling dreams, but not like I lost my superpower halfway
A,
through.
a falling dream in which do you feel like you jump while you're sleeping and you wake up before you fall?
Not jump. I just like I can only remember the part of the dream where I'm falling and I never land, you know? I just wake up with that terrible feeling of I'm gonna die.
Hey, that sounds like a song I wrote called "Dreaming and Falling." I think I actually say that same lyric. It's like I never land. It's like I'm never falling, and I never hit the bottom. I never hit the red sand. That's a dream that I had, which turned into a song, which for whatever reason is still popular today. I was live with the fans today, and a couple of them requested that song. And I played a new version, which was supposed to be on A La Voyager. I don't know if that's going to go on A La Voyager anymore, but I played them a new version of that. And yeah, it's funny you say that because those are the lyrics of the song.
Do you ever have a dream where you're in college and you didn't do enough?
You still in college and you're failing a test and you haven't gotten your diploma?
Well, yeah, like you don't have enough credits to graduate, or you didn't study for the test, or whatever. You still have that.
Yeah.
You know what's you know what's wild about that is I didn't have those feelings when I was in college.
Right. When you're
Like,
in college, you didn't care, and it didn't seem like on the edge, like all or nothing, all the stakes, in the one
it was like
cookie, like.
fuck this class, you know.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I feel
um,
like college is a little bit easier than they say it's supposed to be.
it's easy.
Um,
College is easy.
college is fun. College is fun first and foremost. I think the real challenge is actually doing your work with all the freedom you have. That's the hardest thing about college.
Yeah, it's a maturity issue, right? It's like, yeah,
It's like, yeah, I know I'm supposed to be studying for this test, but I'm gonna wait until the last day possible to study for it. And then I'm gonna cram as much studying as I can, and I'm gonna take this test like, damn, why the fuck did I put myself through that? Staying up to the wee hours of the morning. I remember drinking coffee like in the AMs. Like, oh, if I just have coffee, I'll be able to study even more. And I'm like drinking the coffee, like got a headache. I'm like tired, ready to go to sleep. I'm like,
Adderall,
what am I doing?
Adderall. Like this is the reason
Nah.
you just described is the reason I never got an A in any school class ever, because I would just study last minute and I was smart enough I would get a B, but I never like tried throughout the course of a semester, and as a result internalized very little of that information.
Yeah, I feel really sad for the students of the world right now in college and in high school who are quarantined
I
and
mean,
they're not allowed to do anything.
I have one sister who's a senior in high school, and then I have one sister who's a junior in college. So the senior in high school is super bummed, like not to have prom and graduation and stuff. I would have been pumped if they told me I didn't have to go to prom. Um, but my sister who's a junior in college, I mean, yeah, it sucks, right? Like, so it's
You, you feel like the sister that's a junior in college is missing out more than the sister who's a senior in high school.
fuck yeah.
Because I think I disagree. I feel like as a senior in high school, this is your moment where you finally reach the top of the pinnacle and you get to walk around the hallways like you're the top dog. And to be have that taken away from you, I think is kind of damaging in a way. I think they're gonna lose something that we've all had. Imagine, I mean, I don't remember prom being like extra fun or anything,
No,
but I definitely remember looking forward to it.
whack.
Did you have a date to prom, Brandon David?
I went to prom 3 times.
I went to prom 3 times.
2 different high schools. And yes, I had a date for all of them. And my parents, everybody was like, you got to do this. You'll regret it if you don't, you don't do it. That shit was boring as fuck. And still, I would put a suit on, and everybody had to be sober, which they weren't, but we're supposed to be sober. It wasn't cool.
You didn't have a good time, like being an 18-year-old getting drunk somewhere that you weren't supposed to be getting drunk and walking into the dance floor?
Not like I had fun with you when I was a junior in college. Fuck. I mean, like not like, doing mushrooms and walking up mountains and stuff.
All right. Well, okay. Well, I still think your sister in high school is suffering more than your junior sister in college, because she deserves that graduation. She deserves that prom.
No, because she lives at home with my parents. That's why. If you're 18 and you can't go out of your house, you just have to be in your parents' house every day, all day. It's a lot.
Yeah, that would suck. That would definitely suck. Being 18 and quarantined at home, that would suck.
Yeah, but
I'd much rather be the junior in college. So what's your sister who's a junior? Is she on campus living?
Nah, she has an apartment, roommates and stuff.
And so what school does she attend?
University of Oregon.
So she's still in Oregon.
Yeah.
And she's staying at her apartment.
Correct.
And are they still doing like online classes or whatever? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, and she still has roommates. Her roommates are still there.
Well, that's gotta suck.
What?
See, online class?
Dude, like,
I don't know.
My classes as a junior and senior were online anyway.
Yeah, there were a couple of online classes I remember taking, but I don't know. I just hate the idea of doing that, having to check in somewhere online and learn stuff and click on a computer URL and turn things in. I guess there's a benefit of the online class that you can look anything up whenever you need it, right? Like that's the cool thing about it. Like, how hard is it to push yourself with an online class when you have Google right next to you? Like, how hard can it be?
Google too.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't know. It's funny we're talking about this college stuff, which came from a dream, which I definitely have. I still have the dream. I'm in logic, which is the alternative to math. It's what the artsy kids get to take because they don't want to do like actual trigonometry or calculus or whatever.
Neither can I.
But it's still math. It's still math, but it's just worded math. And that's what the dream is. It's like I'm taking a test in there and I like fail the test. And the professor's like, all right, well, you failed, so you don't get to graduate. And then I go swoop into the dream and I'm like in summer school and it's like senior year. I'm supposed to be finished, but I have to take summer courses to get my diploma. I have that dream all the time. It's an annoying dream.
Annoying.
Because nobody wants to be in college anymore when you're done with college. Like,
so I've done some research specifically about this dream because this is like one of the most common dreams that people have. And it says that, well, if you believe the meanings behind dreams, which you probably do, but it says that means you don't feel your life is organized. Like you don't have a hold of your current life. But that's bullshit because I always have a lot of hold over my current life. So I don't know.
Yeah, you're one of the most organized, agenda-eccentric individuals I've ever met in my life. Exactly. Homie puts everything on the calendar. Call of Duty Warzone, throw it on the calendar. Music and mental health, throw it on the calendar. Call with Wanda, throw it on the calendar. Call with John Lennon's people, let's put it on the calendar.
Calendar, man.
Call with Justin, let's throw it on the calendar.
Yes.
Call with Raj Paul, let's put it on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
those of you who don't know by now, this is Brandon David, and you're gonna be seeing this man a lot. He's a household name. He's kicking down the doors of the music industry, and he's coming in whether you like it or not.
I'm here.
Thus, music and mental health. What have you been listening to lately, Mr. David?
You know, there's this song that's from this show on Epix called The Godfather of Harlem, which is about Bumpy Johnson in the 60s. Great show. But anyway, there's a song in it that's supposed to be like a kind of soulful song about the protest in that time. But it was written and performed today. So it has like this real interesting quality. And interestingly enough, the guy that wrote it, Sam Barsh, also a dude that wrote some of Black Spider-Man. So pretty cool. And the song is really good. My parents like it too. My parents are jamming on it. It's called
Sam Barsh.
He
shout
wrote
out Sam Barsh. And shout out to my brother, Dan, from K-Jazz. Did you meet Dan?
I don't think so. But anyway,
Man, I think I'm about to butcher his last name. Is it Dan Seath or Dan Seth? Is a collaborator of Sam Barsh.
Okay.
They work together. Okay. But he came through and did some stuff on the new album. Actually, it might end up being on the new album. He played bass on a couple joints. Really great song that I have called D and CE. Okay. But Sam Barsh wrote the song from this Harlem.
From Godfather of Harlem. It's called Rise. And it's performed by Sam Henshaw, just to add another Sam.
Lots of Sams, lots of Davids floating around.
But anyway, great jam. Great jam. Like it a lot.
Well, that's amazing. To anyone out there that is in the greater Los Angeles area, highly recommend you check out my homie's radio show, which is called Excursions Jazz Radio. It comes on my KJLH. Is it KJLH? No, I'm thinking of a different station now. Man, am I blanking on my jazz station? What's my jazz station in LA? Is it 89.1 or 87.1? Can you Google that for me?
I'm going to. Never turn to that dial.
It's either 87.1 or 89.1. K-Jazz, 87.1, I want to say.
88.1.
88.1. Shit. Oh, I said 87, 89. So it's K-Jazz, 88.1 every Thursday. The homie Dan. I mean, I met him one time in the studio somewhere in
from Cal State
Valley, I guess. We did bond quite well that day, that morning when we collaborated. He does this amazing show. He takes the radio jazz world by storm, and he throws on hip-hop joints. And then he plays the sample that they came from originally. He plays it back-to-back.
I love that.
And he does it on air. That's every Thursday night. It might start at 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. When I'm in LA, bro, that is my jam. If I was in LA, I would be listening to that tomorrow. Highly recommend that. Highly recommend that. Anybody that's a hip hop fan or jazz head, you got to check that out. It's gold.
So on the website, they also have an app you can download too.
You know what? I think I might have that app, and I need to reinstall it. Yeah. What'd you say there, Mr. David? I was talking over you.
It's called K-Jazz 88.1.
There you go. Shout out to K-Jazz 88.1. They got some amazing DJs on there. My buddy Bubba. Well, once again, I don't know Bubba, but I feel like I know him so much because that's the station I listen to when I'm in LA. I listen to that like clockwork. I maybe listen to that as a classical station. As I've said before on the Music and Mental Health podcast, but what I will say currently right now, what am I listening to? More jazz. I think I've had on John Coltrane radio from Siri just bumping for the last 3 days. I just stopped it today because I said, "Hey Siri, play The Man by Silas," and she played it. And before that, though, the only thing I was listening to was John Coltrane, a lot of Blue Train, some Miles comes in there, Duke stops by, Herbie Hancock stops by. I'm just a jazz head, man. On quarantine, I'm in jazz mode. I go to sleep listening to jazz. I wake up listening to jazz.
Good.
I turn jazz on when I'm playing StarCraft. I'm jazzed out. My buddy Braxton Cook just dropped an album. This is a real buddy now, another collaborator who's been in the studio, that same studio that I was talking about when I was working with Dan. I met Braxton back in New York in 2017. Homie plays saxophone and he sings and he writes amazing music. He just dropped a new project called Fire Sign. I've been listening to that. It is a jazz album, but it has some R&B influence to it. Cool cat. Shout out Braxton Cook.
Added.
So that's what I've been listening to.
Added.
Been listening to that. Not gonna lie, I've been listening to jazz. I can't think of anything else that I've been listening to.
Second question: How's your mental health?
Well, I briefly touched on this at the top of the episode, but to expand in that, I think my mental health is it's okay. I'm just wanting more out of myself and out of my energy and out of my plans, and I'm wanting more out of my agenda. I'm wanting to create even more, but I feel like I have this sense of anticipation that is blocking me. One thing I wanted to talk about today is some of our listeners' mental health out there. I had a conversation recently with Liv, the great Voyager Drive, and I was on the Music and Mental H Twitter, and I saw Liv on Twitter, and she jumped up and said something along the lines of, let's see if I can find it. She said, "My mental health said," and she put an emoji right next to it, and it was the graph of the line going downwards. And I responded, "What's wrong? We're always here to help. Do you want to talk about how you feel?" And I said, "Maybe if you share your troubles with us, we can tackle it in the next conversation on the Music and Mental Health podcast." And Voyager Drive, shout out Voyager Drive, Saint Liv replied, "Thank you very much. I appreciate you and love your podcast so much. I'm not even sure. I just know I'm not feeling happy. I'm struggling right now to find motivation to do anything." Let's talk about that for a second, because this is an amazing individual who usually exudes positive energy and has this amazing happy-go-lucky aura. I have seen her Twitter lately, and it seems like she's a bit down in the dumps. Maybe between me and you, we can help her out. What would you say to that? Once again, I'm not feeling happy. I'm struggling now to find motivation to do anything. What would you say to that, Brandon?
Well, I think the first thing, is she should know that, a lot of people feel like that, and she's not alone in that feeling. It's kind of a normal part of life to have some time when you're down, and that kind of helps you keep it in perspective in a lot of ways, right? Because it's okay, well, this is a normal part of life. It's okay to feel this way. And then the second part of it is sometimes it's like the really basic things that we overlook when we're super stressed or thinking about the future, right? Like people stop getting dressed every day, they stop showering, they stop eating well, they stop exercising. And then it goes from this little thing in my head to like all consuming. I think that's true for a lot of people. So you kind of have to continue with your normal habit, even though you don't want to. I think that's the
I think that's a good point. You know, visually imagining that idea of literally stopping, right? All right, all of a sudden I'm not taking a shower anymore. I'm not getting dressed anymore. I'm not eating well anymore. I'm sleeping on this crazy schedule from now on. And there's no sense of organization there. There's no sense of routine. And I think you painted some nice colors there in the description, because if you fall into those traps of not showering, not getting dressed, not practicing physical exercise, not practicing mental exercise, I mean, just visualize that. Like literally, you're creating the image of a slouch, a couch potato, a slacker, a do nothing. And if we allow ourselves to get into this do nothing world where the clock is just running and we're literally doing nothing, I mean, already that visualization and the picture you painted of that isn't going to be a happy person. So I think the things that you described, the things you've described as far as routine, is so beneficial and helpful to the human psyche. It's crazy, but it could be literally as simple as, all right, as soon as you wake up, take a shower, and when you get out of the shower, put on some fresh clothes.
Yep.
Not the same clothes that you were wearing when you went to sleep, but some fresh clothes that you would wear if you are going to go outside into the real world. Now, maybe you're not going to go outside into the real world, but maybe you have the opportunity to go to your backyard and take some time in the sun. I try and advise this as much as I can. I don't know how many people actually listen to me, but walking around in a circle for 10 minutes in your backyard, even if your backyard is very small and it's a confined space, that helps you so much. Physically, it helps you mentally. It will get you out of your current mindset, and it will allow your mind to wander into new light. And when you come back inside, I guarantee you'll have a fresh perspective.
well, it's
Now,
not necessarily like guaranteed. Like I want to be clear that like certain mental health certainly goes beyond your daily routine, and you can't just like exercise and take a shower and solve all of your mental health problems. But I guess I would encourage someone that thinks they have real serious mental health issues or are exploring that to do these basic things and then ask yourself how they feel after 2 weeks of doing that. Because
right.
then you may need more help, but you don't know that yet, right? Like some of it's just inertia. You just got to like get going again.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah, going outside and taking a shower isn't going to fix everything.
Right.
And nothing's going to fix everything. Okay. But what we have to realize is kind of like, let's say, I was someone who's, not happy with my body and I want to go to the gym to change my body to help me with my mental and physical health, right? If I went to the gym one time in 1 month, that's not going to do much, right? So if I woke up and created this routine one day out of 1 month, that's not going to do much. But if I consistently went to the gym, or if I consistently created a schedule for myself, it would start to stack on top of each other in terms of the benefits that it's bringing to me. One time isn't going to do anything. This is why I tell everybody that follows me, I tell my friends, my family, whoever, meditate. And I know I say it a lot. It's like a part of my logo. It's a part of me. I tell people to meditate all the time, but how many people are actually doing it when I tell them to do it? I feel like tell someone to meditate. It's literally one ear and out the other. There's so much motivation to be found within yourself internally. If you go deep enough, your purpose is in there, but you have to do the meditation. You have to do the work. And it's the same thing with the gym. You're not going to get any benefits out of meditation from doing it one time, once a year, once a month. That's not going to do anything. It has to be a consistency. It has to be a habit. And the best way to create a habit is to do something at the same time for 3 days in a row. If you can do whatever you're doing at the exact same time at 3 days in a row, it will turn into a habit. If I want to play Call of Duty Warzone with my buddy Brandon David and E, is it Frodel? If I want to play E with my hobbit, little Frodo Baggins and friends, I want to do it at 11:30 one night. I'm probably going to be doing it the next night. And you know what? If I did it 11:30 2 nights in a row, I'm probably going to be like, all right, third night, let's do this. But it's what habits are you creating? Are you creating a habit to stay in bed till 11 a.m.? Are you creating a habit of not showering on a regular basis? Are you creating a habit of not going outside and getting fresh air? You see, it's these things that stack on top of each other. You know, you have to create the habit of meditating. That's something that you have to create for yourself, and it stacks on top of each other. When I say it stacks on top of each other, I guess what I'm saying is the foundation that you're growing and building, the benefits stack on top of each other. Meaning you're not going to see much satisfaction from a very entry level, from a introduction level, just doing something one time. It's like back to the gym. It's like if I hit the bench press and I just did it once every year, I'm not gonna be able to bench shit. But if I hit that bench press Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and each week I'm increasing the weight. Each week I'm increasing the distance that I'm going on the treadmill, or each week I'm increasing the duration that I'm meditating. I swear to you, you will see the most beautiful things internally. You will have the greatest understanding, and there will be no question of purpose. There will be no question of motivation, because you'll come out of your meditation completely charged up and ready to knock down any obstacles that stand in your way, anything that is draining your mental and physical health. I'm not even sure. I just know I'm not feeling happy. I am struggling right now to find motivation to do anything. It's also important, end quote. It's also important to, all right, if we're not artists, or if we're not writers, or if we're not painters or musicians or people that like to communicate through podcasts, you have to find something new to do. Like, let's be real, ladies and gentlemen, we don't know how long this quarantine is going to last. This quarantine could be another 1 month. This quarantine could be another 3 months. This quarantine could be another 6 months. This quarantine could be another year. Lord forbid, I really hope it's not. But if it was going for another year, what do you want to accomplish within the next year? You have everything that you need as an individual. You are so powerful. You are so strong. You are so passionate, and you're so gifted at whatever you want to apply your gift to. You know, you've heard it a million times.
Let me stop you for a second, because I've felt exactly like that quote before. Like, there's no motivation to do anything. And people have given me the exact advice that you did. Just do whatever you're super passionate about, and you will get super good at it. How do you figure out what you're passionate about?
That's the real benefit of meditation. We're never going to know what we're meant to do if we don't ask ourselves what we're supposed to be doing. We're never going to know what we're meant to do if a light bulb doesn't go off in our head like, hey, I want to do this. Here's the problem with society. Society has put everyone in this box and categorized everyone. And it's something about like high school and university and government, like all of these institutions have all these ways of putting people in these boxes where someone who doesn't know what they're passionate about will automatically just assume, well, I just guess I don't have anything to be passionate about. I guess I'm just a sheep on the farm, just going through the motions. But in reality, that's the limit society has placed on you. Somewhere along your life, someone told you, no, don't do that. Or somewhere in your childhood, someone told you, no, don't use your imagination, and you held on to that. Meditation allows you to use your imagination again. Meditation allows you to rediscover the building blocks of whatever your childlike mentality is, because as children, that's all that we do. We create things. You know, we build sandcastles, or we draw on the wall, or we go outside with our friends and we create this imaginary world of using our imaginations and playing and imaginary things. And, you know, we have like these imaginary weapons and we're using them against each other. At what point in your life did you stop using your imagination? At what point in your life did you allow the world to put this stop on you and say, no, you're not good enough. No, you can't do this? Because somewhere along everyone's life, I think that has happened. I think the individuals who said, fuck that, are the ones that are the artists of today, the creators of the world now. You know, the scientists, even the astronauts, whatever it might be. And the individuals who aren't doing anything really need to tap back into themselves internally and find what they are meant to do, because the truth is only you can stop you from doing anything. Our souls truly are invincible. We have this light on inside of us, and it's so important to keep that light on and to nourish that light and to protect that light and to completely disembark on whatever journey anyone tries to set for you, whatever path your parents try to lay down for you, whatever lane the government tells you to move in, or whatever track your advisor puts you on. Like, nobody can tell you what to do except you. Nobody can stop you from being the best you except you. And we all have to get back to the origins of that. And I swear it's all found through deep meditation. But I could say deep meditation, I could say meditation all I want. If you don't actually practice it and do it, you're never going to find yourself. So use this message, this voice coming at you right now, as the last time anyone is going to have to tell you to meditate, and to actually meditate, to actually let go of all of this bullshit that's holding up on you. That's how you do it. That's the best advice I have for you, Liv, at Voyager Drive, Saint Liv. Shout out all the Saints out there, all the Voyagers out there, all the Rat Pack, whatever you call it. We're all here for you. And Brandon's right. You're not alone. And many people around the world are feeling this right now. There are many creators around the world that are feeling this right now. There are many creators around the world that don't have the motivation to create more material. But we all have to get out of that zone of the sunken place. Because if we stay there, it's going to eat us alive. And if we get out of it, you know, the sky is the limit. You know, if you're listening to this, you could be an amazing voice actor. You can be an amazing painter. You can be an amazing poet. You could be a DJ host. You could be a podcaster. There's so many people around the world that want to know exactly how you feel right now.
What? You could write jingles. If I had musical ability, I'd be writing jingles for brands and commercials all day. You get paid fat all the time.
Great. Yeah, write a jingle. Or make some damn jingle bell cookies. Do a cooking show. Do a baking show. Or don't even do a show. Just go to the kitchen and bake things. Like you never know like what you're truly passionate about until you try it. Until you try something new. But I think the best place to find what you actually want to do is in here. You got to go inside to truly know what you want. You know, it really took walking up those mountains in Tucson, Arizona, and gazing upon the Tucson desert as the sun set for me to realize, yeah, I like acting. I like, you know, the acting world, but what I really love is music. What I really love is creating songs. You know, I feel like I'm just blessed. Because I know that I'm no different than anyone out there listening right now. Anyone could pick up an MPC and be really good at using the hardware within X amount of time. If you put 10,000 hours in, anyone could pick up a guitar and be really good at it from 10,000 hours worth of work. Anyone could pick up a cookbook and be really good at it from just putting in the time. I know a cat that makes amazing cakes. He bakes the most beautiful cakes you've ever seen, but I can guarantee you this individual didn't just start baking cakes that look like immaculate art pieces. That came with time, and that came with, you know, pushing it to the next level. That came with pushing himself to the next level. That came with discovering what he was actually passionate about. I believe this individual was working in a shop, a car shop, on wheels and engines and, you know, that kind of stuff. And he quit his job to go full-time baking. And he's very happy from that lifestyle that he's living. But I will say the quarantine has affected even him and his business, because if he can't take these cakes to anyone's house, well, then there goes the business. So
parties, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but that's why I say, you know, Liv, you truly aren't alone. Brandon's right. There are many people out there who are feeling this. I mean, even me, I feel like it's hard for me to find motivation. Sometimes it kind of describes my mental health that I was stating at the top of this episode. I mean, it's not the motivation that is the obstacle for me. It's really the anticipation, the what I expect my outcomes to be, and what I want out of the future. That's the part that stresses me out, because I feel like I can't move to my normal abilities because I'm limited in quarantine and in this new normal that we're all living in. But yeah, it's hard. There's nothing easy about this. It's not easy for anyone. So the first moment that we all realize that we're actually on the same level, I think that can supply a bit of help to your mental psyche, because, you know, everyone's going through this, you know, from the top level elite musician to the independent artists, from the greatest worldwide politician to the smallest seat in the house. You know, I think everyone is feeling this energy right now, and I do think we can only get through it from creating a healthy routine and following that healthy routine. I tried to go to bed early last night. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try and go to sleep early, and I'm gonna wake up early. It didn't work. I laid in bed for like 2 hours, and 2 hours later, I was playing Call of Duty, you know, and that's fine.
Uh,
Nothing wrong with that.
Before we go on to Call of Duty, like, Liv, if you ever want to talk to somebody, I'm no therapist, but some of the best conversations I ever had was just like with people that cared a little bit, not ones that I was paying. So that's on the table if you feel comfortable.
There you go, Liv. You got a friend in Brandon David right here. He said it. And yeah, music and mental health, we stand by that. We're always here to help. We're always here to talk about how you feel. And if there's any other individual out there who's struggling in any particular way with their mental health, please tweet us at Music and Mental H, or hit us on the gram with the DM. Tell us what you are worried about, or tell us what's troubling you, and we'll bring it to this episode and we'll talk about it and try and dissect it one-on-one, just like we did today. And I'm glad Liv said that. I'm glad, you know, I think it's important to talk about how you feel.
Absolutely. Just saying it out loud gives us a lot of perspective. You know, when you hear it out
No
loud,
doubt.
you realize how meaningless it actually was, and how much power it had in your own brain. You know, it's yeah, that's why I say, like, therapy is great, but if you have a close friend or family, you know, that's willing to just listen, that's like most of the value, and it's free.
Yeah, I know Liv has a great brother. He's a photographer. Shout out to Mr. Dan Rose. He took some pictures of me when I was in London one time. Shout outs to E walking in the background there, flipping his hair back and forth like little Willow Smith. Yeah, Liv, talk to your family. I know you have an amazing mother who's there for you as well. Talk to your brother. Talk to Brandon. Brandon's here. Brandon's available. I'm here. Talk to the Voyager fleet. The Voyager fleet is always there. I love clicking on Google Hangouts, and there's like a 5-way call going between the Voyager fleet members from all over the world, and people are just sharing ideas and bouncing music back and forth. You know, those cats are there for you too. I think that's the best thing about this quarantine, is the power of social media. Even though we're not alone because we're all feeling this, we're also not alone because we're all literally a click of a button away. Like, anyone is accessible at this moment. You can talk to anyone, make phone calls, do video calls, hop on Google Hangouts, hop on a Zoom, hop on Skype for the old kids out there. You know, whatever it is, you know, Hangouts or FaceTime, you know, it doesn't matter. Talk. We're social beings. We're social humans, and we need to express ourselves. That's a big help, you know, just as much as getting out there and getting that sunshine and getting your meditation on. Liv, you better be meditating. Everybody listening to this podcast, I really hope you're meditating. Brandon, do you ever practice meditation?
I do, and the only time I'm able to do it is immediately when I wake up, before I look at my phone, anything. I have to just, that's the only time I have a chance of being successful at it.
Eric, you got something on your face there. Before I tap into this meditation conversation with you, I want to have a good look at this.
All right.
This is This is your protection. What do you have here?
Damian, I meditate every day. I use the Calm app. It's a great app. I also would recommend the 5-minute journal for people for gratefulness every day. It's good shit.
Yeah.
Guest star in the house.
If only people had some other kind of app that they would help them meditate too. I think there's an opportunity out there.
I really want to take this moment to say I am really happy that you are pushing your meditation at the top of the day, Mr. David and Mr. Frodel. The both of you meditating at the top of the day is making the world a better place. I think that's the best time to meditate, before you touch your phone. Because the second we grab our phone, we're thrown into the matrix and we're connected with everybody again. And we're connected with all the bullshit all over the world. We're connected with, all the trouble everywhere. And we absorb that. We are human. We are emotional creatures. We can look at a clip on social media of someone that we've never met, and within 30 to 60 seconds immediately feel for that person. It could be even less. It might only take 10 seconds, depending on who you are. But that's the power of us reflecting and interpreting other people's damages and hurts and wounds. But if you are able to meditate personally before you tap into all that stuff, it's almost like a layer of defense. It's almost like this shield that comes over you of positive energy that you get to take out with you for the rest of the day. And I think an even stronger benefit of meditating at the top of the day in the morning before you touch your phone or anything would be to, when you're finished meditating, to not grab your phone either, at least for like another 10 to 30 minutes. If you could tap in to what you're passionate about immediately after that meditation, bro, you'll go crazy. Those have been some of my best times on the MPCX. I'm not going to lie, meditation has slipped out of my current routine currently, but for me, meditation comes and goes when I need it. But I think we all know when we need it, when we realize the power of it. And until you realize the power of it, you can't really decide when you need it. I think we all need it, and we all need to do it more. Even I need to do it more. But if you have the opportunity to meditate and then you go straight to like your MPC or your piano or to painting or drawing or whatever, your world in this third dimension as a creator is amplified so much. There's so much to pull from. There's so much ammunition there to take your meditation and to springboard that into the next thing that you're doing. And I would honestly recommend it not being your cell phone and social media and those types of things, because if you jump back into that too soon after your meditation, all the work that you've done has been diminished almost instantly. It's like your meditation needs like a cool down. It's like after a very long run, you can't just sit down because your muscles will get very stiff. You have to like walk it off. It's like after you're done meditating, a really good meditation session, you really need to kind of walk that off. Maybe you don't necessarily need to get up and walk anywhere. Like you just need to take a second to breathe, and just process that.
Totally. It doesn't need to be like this big event either. Like you could literally wake up, meditate for 90 seconds, 2 minutes. Then you could go just make breakfast for 5 minutes. And that would be worlds better than waking up and looking at your phone. Like literally a 10-minute total activity, including the cool down, is sometimes all I do. Like it's not that big of a commitment.
I think that's great. I think personally, 2 minutes is a little too, that's not enough time to truly tap in. I think 5 minutes would be a much stronger place to start from. I would recommend 10 minutes at least. I think a good meditation session is 10 to 30 minutes.
I'll just.
I mean, this is just
the other
my recommendation.
Listening to this, it's really hard to successfully meditate, and so, like, when I say 90 seconds or 2 minutes, the police are coming for you. By the way, in case you didn't know. When I say 90
I
seconds,
think they went after Eric for walking down the street.
yeah, looking like Spider-Man. When I say 90 seconds or 2 minutes, it may take you a couple minutes just to get to that place.
Right. Right. The 90 seconds, or the what accent was that? I feel like my Irish accent just came out. The 90 seconds of meditation is
How would Colin Farrell meditate?
It's just a warm up. What was that? Say it again.
How would Colin Farrell meditate?
Unfarrell meditating?
Colin Farrell.
Oh, Colin Farrell. Shout out Colin Farrell. The Great Gatsby.
Well, you
wasn't in that movie.
Accent, and so I said, how would Colin Farrell talk about meditation? But anyway, it's hard to make jokes over Zoom.
All right.
Nobody laughs at my fucking jokes on Zoom. I hate it.
It went way over my head, buddy. I didn't know what the hell you were saying, but now I'm with you. 90 seconds is just a warm up to the meditation, because you got to take 90 seconds just to get in the zone. I think, you just started warming up at that point. You just started peeling away all the bullshit that's in your mind. Let me ask you this, Brandon, while we're here, because this might be one of our greatest meditation conversations yet. So since we're here, let's beat the dead horse, as they would say. I don't know if they would say that actually. What's your biggest challenge in meditating personally?
Not thinking about what I have to do or what I should be doing.
Not thinking about what you have to do while you're meditating? Like, I'm meditating, wow, I should be making breakfast right now?
Well, like you said, I'm kind of like agenda driven. So I'm not exactly type A, but I do have some of those qualities. And so for me, it's always like, I can't calm my mind enough and stop thinking about, what I'm going to do next.
Okay. So my recommendation for you when you're meditating and an agenda item, bullet point pops up in your head would be to acknowledge what you have to do. For instance, I have a phone call that I need to make today to a brand. So you're meditating, your eyes are closed, and then the idea comes in your head, oh, I have a phone call that I need to make to a brand today. I would say the only thing you're supposed to do in that moment is acknowledge that idea and then let it go.
Yep.
So you process what you have to do, and then you breathe into the phone call with the brand today. And then upon your exhale, you would imagine that agenda item, that phone call with the brand is coming out of your exhale. And then hopefully the next time you breathe in, hopefully a new agenda item pops in your head. And you say, okay, I have to call my attorney today. In, call the attorney, exhale, call the attorney. Now, eventually what's going to happen is you're going to go through your whole schedule, and then you're not going to have anything to go through anymore because you process it all. Now, when we meditate as human beings, it's very important to remember that we are going to have new thoughts. We are going to have items on our agenda pop up. We are going to have light bulb moments of great ideas that come and go. When you have those, you attach those ideas or those agenda items or those thoughts or those obstacles, whatever it may be, whatever pops in your head, attach it to the breath. Really absorb it on the inhale, and then as you exhale, put the words that are in your head or the vision, the pictures of those words and those images with the exhale, and you blow it out. And the next time you breathe in, only focus on the breath. And then the next time you breathe out, only focus on the breath. And then when you breathe in again, only focus on the breath. Now, if you find yourself really stuck in a place where you feel like you want to abandon all of the thoughts that are coming into your head, I would recommend doing this exercise. This is what I would call the countdown, and it's very simple. All you're going to do is count down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And each breath is a number. So each sequence of breath is a number, mind you. So breathing in and breathing out. The only thing you should visualize is the number 10. Once you get that all the way in, that's the 10 going in, and then you breathe out, that's the 10 going out. The next number should be 9, and that should be directly attached to your breath as well. Breathing in the 9, breathing out the 9. And then the next number should be 8. But oh no, wait. Oh no, my agenda. I have to call my dad's business partner because I needed some advice on something. Damn it. That's number 8. Call my dad's business partner because I need advice. Inhale, exhale. Call my dad's business partner because I need some advice. Let it all out. That's gone. That business partner call is out now. Now what do you do with the countdown? You go back to the number 10 because a new idea popped in your head before you could get all the way down to number 1 in the sequence. The challenge is to go all the way from 10 to 1 without getting another thought in your head. If a thought comes in your head, you acknowledge the thought, attach it to the inhalation, and then attach it to the exhalation. That's a word, right? Exhalation, inhalation, whatever. And maybe it's not a word. I think it is. Attach the thought to that, and then attach the thought to the exhale as well. And the whole challenge is, which is actually kind of fun. You can make it fun for yourself if you really push yourself, because you want to clear your mind of anything that's coming in and coming out. Inhale, deep, 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 and let the bong smoke go. Exhale, let it go. There you go. See?
Nice.
See? Now we're meditating here, ladies and gentlemen. I think smoking is a meditative practice as well, especially if you could just sit there and smoke. But we're not going to go there. I don't advise anyone to smoke anything. Don't smoke, kids. Do not smoke. Do not smoke. Drink water and meditate. Because that's all you really need. That's all you really need. And I'm telling you, practice that exercise, guys. It's called the countdown. And I'm gonna start pushing this meditation more, because the more and more we get deeper into this quarantine, the more and more we all need to remind ourselves to do it. This was a great conversation today. I feel like this was like the official meditation, music and mental health. Clearly we're not listening to too much music. What did you say you were listening to? Oh yeah, you're listening to the record from the Godfather of Harlem.
Rise.
Shout out Sam Barsh. Yeah. So we've hit it. This is music and mental health. We appreciate all the support. Please share this video, subscribe, post it to your favorite Instagram handle. Shout outs to the Voyager fleet, which I do not manage. The individuals that post things to the Voyager fleet, I don't even know the password to the Voyager fleet social media accounts, but they post music and mental health. They post their favorite moments, and it's always cool to look back on whatever we were talking about in our days if you know what I'm saying, and counting the days. Yeah, shout outs to you guys. Share this stuff, guys. This is very important stuff. Hopefully the technical side of this podcast was a lot stronger today. And we will find out very soon. And this will go up very soon, and we'll do it again. I feel like we got a winner here on this iPhone 8 compared to the iPhone 10. I think we got a winner. It was a good conversation. It felt fluid.
I think it's more about the network than the phone, but yeah, I think it was.
Cue the outro music now.
Be well, everybody. Be well.
Wait, hold on. You got to keep talking because the outro music's just going now.
Okay, well, let's talk about the outro. And if I got to be the intro, then give me the intro to the record label. We talk about the sync and the A and R. And then we play some white shit on the guitar.
Oh, playing that white shit on the guitar. By far, the worst shit to play on the guitar is the white shit. You want to play some good shit, play the black shit on the guitar. And I promise you, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Don't quote me on this, TMZ. See, TMZ is going to take this podcast and they're just going to cut around all the things that make me sound like a terrible person. Is that what you want, Brandon? Because that's what you're putting me into. This is the box you're throwing me into.
Call me if they're interested. That'd be great.
Tell TMZ to call you. Do you remember that guy, Charlie Cotton, that was hanging out in Renfro's backyard in the jacuzzi with us after Coachella? You remember him?
No.
You remember him? He works for TMZ. I see him at the airport all the time. He's Australian.
Long hair?
Yeah, he's Australian.
That guy's
Charlie, hey. Hey, what's up, mate? It's Charlie. Hey, Damian, do you know when Logic's getting off the plane? I'm like, no, Charlie, I don't know, all right? When are you going to start wondering when Damian Lamar is getting off the plane? I'm just kidding. Who cares? That was a joke. That was a bad joke. I was trying to act. See, that's why I'm not acting anymore.
Most of the celebrity teams, they tip off the paparazzi. So if you want that, I think I just have to call and say, hey, wink, wink, he's going to be at the airport.
Yeah, sure. We got to get the album out first before they actually care. They're like, oh, yeah, he hasn't dropped a song in 2 years. I'm Charlie Cotton. I don't care.
Well, that's what's funny.
I'm moving on.
That's what's funny about it.
Yeah, right. What was I about to say? Charlie Cotton, TMZ, Colin. Oh, Paris Hilton. I was in LA a couple months ago, and I saw like 10 camera guys waiting outside of. It was right before Halloween. They're waiting outside of this costume shop. 10 camera guys. I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing here? I was like, oh, let me just stick around and see. And then out comes Paris Hilton. And she's literally just like walking to her Range Rover, like walking for the camera. It was like the most exactly what you said. Like, hey, I'm Paris Hilton. I'm going to be at the costume shop. I'm going to come outside in about 10 minutes. Okay. All right, here I am. And then she just, I was like, wow, this is like the most LA thing I've ever seen. I kind of wanted to be that guy with the camera. I wanted to like whip my phone out and act like I was a part of the paparazzi. Oh, hey, Paris, over here. Paris. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this because one day I might need her to DJ one of my parties. So I'm going to skip that. One day. All right. Shout out Ryan Tedder and the boy LODSC. You know what it is. Music and mental health, baby. We out here. I think the outro music is definitely off by now. I might have cued it a little bit early.
Cool. Be well, everybody.
Be well. Stay strong. Great episode, brother. Great work. I appreciate this. I appreciate you all watching, sending you positive energy wherever you are in the world. Shout outs to you, Liv. One love. It goes like this. This is how you do it. See? One love, Liv. One love. One love, live, one love. You're gonna make it after all. Live, Mary Tyler Moore. End it, close it.